What if I told you that rejection could be the key to unlocking your full potential? Every no you face could actually be pushing you closer to your greatest breakthroughs. Forget the societal narrative that rejection is something to avoid. The real power comes from mastering it. In this video, we're diving into 13 life-altering insights on how to transform rejection into your greatest advantage, especially when it comes to personal relationships. By the end of this, you'll see rejection as a tool for growth, not something that holds you back. Think you can handle this shift in mindset? Drop "rejection is my strength" in the comments if you're ready to stop fearing rejection and start using it to fuel your success. Many men struggle with the sting of rejection, whether it's being ignored, turned down, or ghosted. It can make you feel small and uncertain about your worth. But here's the truth. Rejection isn't a setback. It's a chance to become stronger, more resilient, and more powerful. Don't skip any part of this video because the final lesson I'm sharing could change everything for you. It's the difference between staying stuck or becoming a man who rises every time he's knocked down. Let's get started and flip the script on rejection. Lesson 1. Don't chase, disappear instead. When someone rejects you, the temptation to prove your worth is powerful. You want to show them they made a mistake or that you're worthy of their time. But here's the truth. The quickest way to lose your self-respect is by chasing someone who's already rejected you. Whether it's a woman, a boss, or a friend, when someone pushes you away, the best move is simple. Cut the chase and disappear. Harsh? Maybe, but it's exactly what you need to do. Why? Because attention is currency. The more you chase someone who's rejected you, the more you lower your own value. Your power lies in showing you don't need their approval. That's where the real game begins. Why does ignoring them work so well? Because it shifts the power dynamic completely. When someone rejects you, they expect you to chase them, to show that you care, to feed their ego. But when you pull back and show that their rejection doesn't faze you, it flips the script. Now they're left wondering, why didn't he chase me? Did I make the wrong choice? Suddenly, you're the one in control. In today's world, with social media and dating apps, rejection has become part of the routine. You send a message and get left on read. You go on a date and they ghost you. Sound familiar? Welcome to modern dating. But what most guys don't realize is that women are constantly bombarded with attention. Their DMs are overflowing, their inboxes are flooded with messages, and their profiles are filled with likes. To them, your attention is just another notification. So when you stop chasing, when you pull back and become scarce, you become valuable. And in a world where everything feels abundant, rarity holds the power. So, next time she leaves you on red, ghosts you, or shuts you down, take a step back. Don't text, don't call, don't stalk her profile. Just vanish. Focus on yourself, your goals, your grind. You've got more important things to focus on than trying to win over someone who can't see your value. By going silent, you're not only protecting your dignity, you're putting the pressure back on her. And guess what? More often than not, she'll be the one reaching out, trying to figure out why you disappeared. But by that time, you'll be so focused on your own growth that you won't even care. Lesson 2. Keep your cool. Don't react emotionally. Rejection stings, there's no doubt about it. It hits that primal nerve deep inside you, triggering thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "Why didn't they choose me?" You may feel a surge of anger, frustration, and even desperation to do something, anything to prove yourself. But here's where many guys slip up. The moment you react emotionally, you've already lost the game. That angry text, that pleading message, or that emotional outburst, it's exactly what your rejector wants to see. You're giving them control over your emotions, and that's the last thing you want to do. The reality is this: emotional control is one of the most powerful traits a man can have. Women in particular are wired to test a man's emotional resilience. When they reject you, they're often looking to see how you'll handle it. Will you crumble? Will you beg for attention? Or will you remain calm, composed, and in control of yourself? The men who don't let rejection rattle them are the ones who stand out. They prove they're made of something rare, inner strength that can't be easily shaken. Think about it. When you react emotionally, you're essentially handing them the power. Whether it's a woman who turned you down after a date, a friend who ghosted you, or even a boss who overlooked your promotion, every emotional response you have sends a message. You're telling them that they've got control over you. And the worst part? The more you react, the more they'll pull away. It's like they have you on a string, and every emotional reaction tightens the knot. So here's what you do. The next time you're hit with rejection, whether it's personal, professional, or social, take a moment to breathe. Feel the emotions rising, but don't act on them. Let the storm of frustration pass. When you've calmed down, then you make your next move from a place of logic and power, not desperation. Here's a simple trick. Next time you feel the urge to react emotionally, count to 10. Then count again. Keep counting until the impulse fades. Once you've regained control, make sure your next step comes from a position of inner strength, not emotional turmoil. Lesson 3. Take them out of your head. Most guys fall victim to their own thoughts. Rejection happens and suddenly, that person is all you can think about. You replay every detail. What you said, how you said it, whether your joke landed or if your outfit was off. You convince yourself that maybe, just maybe, if you had done things differently, they wouldn't have rejected you. But here's the truth. Overthinking is a silent killer of confidence. Every time you let someone who rejected you occupy space in your mind, you're handing them power. You're letting them live rent-free in your head, and that's the last thing you want to do. Here's a little secret about high-value men. They don't waste time or mental energy on people who don't appreciate them. When they face rejection, they let it go. Why? Because they understand that their mental energy is too valuable to be spent on people who don't see their worth. Instead, they focus on themselves, their growth, and their purpose. And this is what makes them unstoppable, because they're always moving forward, not stuck in the past. Overthinking does nothing but keep you trapped in a cycle of doubt and frustration. You find yourself looking backward, dissecting every moment, trying to figure out where things went wrong. But here's the real kicker. Nothing went wrong. They just weren't the right fit for you, and that's fine. Whether it wasn't the right time or they simply couldn't recognize your value, it doesn't matter. The more time you spend obsessing over them, the less time you're investing in yourself. And that's where the real loss happens. So how do you stop that mental spiral? It's simple. Redirect your focus. Every time that person pops into your head, shift your attention to something else. Your work, your fitness goals, or a new passion project. Don't let them hijack your mental space. Instead, channel that energy into self-improvement. The next time you catch yourself ruminating over someone who rejected you, stop the cycle. Go for a run, hit the gym, dive into a book. Do anything that shifts your focus back to the most important thing, your own growth and progress. Take back control of your thoughts and watch how quickly you start moving forward. Lesson 4. Show your value without saying a word. Here's a hard truth. People crave what they can't have. When someone rejects you, it's a clear message that, in their eyes, you don't measure up. Brutal, right? But here's where most men mess up. They take that rejection as a reflection of their entire worth. They assume that because one person didn't see their value, no one else will either. Here's the deal. Your worth isn't defined by someone else's opinion. Just because one person didn't recognize your value doesn't mean it's gone. The best way to prove it to them, and more importantly, to yourself, is through action. Want to know what gets under the skin of someone who rejected you? Watching you succeed, watching you thrive and grow without them. When they see you leveling up, crushing your goals, and living your best life, that's when the regret starts to set in. They'll realize they missed out on something incredible. And here's the real secret. You're not doing it to make them regret their decision. You're doing it for you. Their opinion of you doesn't matter anymore because you've already proven to yourself that your value isn't up for debate. Straight talk. Success is the best revenge, not because you want to get back at them, but because it proves to yourself that you are more than what they thought. When you focus on your growth, your goals, and your future, you become untouchable. You'll start to notice people taking a second look. They'll see you've evolved, you've leveled up, and now they're the ones who feel like they missed out. So the next time someone rejects you, don't waste another second trying to win them back. Instead, pour that energy into becoming the best version of yourself. Hit the gym, dive deep into your career, pick up a new skill. Whatever it is, do it for you. And as you start to see the results, you'll realize that their rejection was the push you needed to show just how truly valuable you are. Lesson 5. Cut off contact, reclaim your power. Let's be clear, cutting off contact after rejection is one of the most powerful moves you can make. When someone rejects you, your initial instinct might be to stay in touch, hoping they'll change their mind. Maybe you think, if I just keep the conversation going, they'll realize they made a mistake. But here's the truth. Keeping contact with someone who rejected you is the quickest way to lose your self-respect. You're allowing them to come and go as they please, keeping you in the background as an option. You're worth more than that. The right response? Simple. Cut them off. This isn't about being petty or trying to play games. It's about reclaiming control of your life. When someone rejects you, they lose the right to be part of your world. They don't get access to your thoughts, your wins, your struggles, or your personal growth anymore. You're building a wall of self-respect, and they no longer get to peek over it. Now let's talk about the psychology of cutting contact. It creates mystery, and mystery is magnetic. When they can no longer see what you're doing or how you're evolving, they start to wonder. They begin questioning their decision, thinking, what's he up to now? Did I make a mistake? And that's when the power shifts. Most men think staying in contact will eventually win the other person back. They think that by staying available, the rejection will eventually be undone. But here's the hard truth. The more you stay in touch, the less valuable you become in their eyes. You're telling them that their rejection doesn't matter, that you're still an option, waiting for them. That's the quickest route to diminishing your worth. So if you've been rejected, don't keep trying to stay connected. Cut the ties, disappear for a while, and focus on building your own life. When you stop making yourself available, you send a clear message. You don't chase anyone who doesn't value you. You take control, and that's when you become truly irresistible. Lesson 6. Use rejection as fuel. Prove them wrong. Next time you face rejection, don't text them, don't call, and certainly don't spend hours stalking their social media. Instead, cut them off completely. Block them if you need to. This isn't about playing games or being petty. It's about protecting your emotional and mental space. By cutting contact, you're showing that you value yourself too much to be anyone's backup option. And trust me, when they see you've moved on without them, it'll get under their skin far more than any message you could send. But here's the real power behind rejection. It's the best motivation you'll ever get. When someone walks away from you, doubts you, or ghosts you, they're not just rejecting who you are. They're rejecting the person you could become. And that, my friend, is the spark you need to light the fire of your success. The best part is that proving them wrong is not about them. It's about showing yourself what you're really capable of. You're not just shattering their perception of you. You're smashing the limits they tried to place on your potential. When they rejected you, they underestimated you. And you're going to rise so far beyond what they imagined that they'll be left wondering how they ever doubted you in the first place. But here's the kicker. Don't do it to win them back. Don't do it to make them regret their decision. Do it for yourself. Once you start thriving, you won't care about their opinion anymore. That's when they'll really start paying attention. Set a goal that scares you, something big and ambitious, and work relentlessly to achieve it. Whether it's getting in the best shape of your life, landing that dream job, or mastering a new skill, let your actions speak for themselves. When they see you winning without them, they'll regret ever doubting you. But by then, you'll be too focused on living your best life to even notice. Lesson 7. Own your life. Stop seeking validation. The most powerful thing you can do after rejection is stop seeking validation. Too many men chase approval from others, looking for external confirmation that they're good enough. Whether it's from a romantic partner, a boss, or a friend, seeking validation is a surefire way to keep you stuck in a cycle of insecurity. Instead, you need to focus on validating yourself. The truth is, no one else's opinion should determine your worth. Your value is inherent, It doesn't need to be approved by anyone. When you stop seeking validation, you step into a place of inner strength and self-assurance. You stop relying on external sources to feel good about yourself, and that's when you truly begin to control your own narrative. The moment you stop seeking approval is the moment you'll start to see your true power. Validation doesn't come from others, it comes from within. Focus on your own growth, your own goals, and your own happiness. When you stop seeking approval, that's when you'll start attracting the right people who value you for who you really are. It's time to own your life, your journey, and your worth without waiting for anyone else's stamp of approval. Lesson 8. Go out and have fun, live your best life. Here's the reality check. Rejection sucks. I get it. It hurts. But you're not going to sit around drowning in self-pity, endlessly scrolling through their social media, obsessing over whether they're happier without you. No, that's not the move. What you're going to do is the exact opposite. You're going to get out there and have the time of your life. You're going to live in a way that shows not just the world but yourself that their rejection hasn't knocked you down. It's only made you stronger. Why is this so powerful? Because when you start enjoying life again, when you embrace joy and passion, something incredible happens. You feel better about yourself, and others take notice. The person who rejected you starts wondering, wait, what's he up to now? And starts questioning if they made a mistake. The reason? Nothing is more magnetic than someone who is genuinely happy and thriving. People are naturally drawn to others who exude confidence, positivity, and that irresistible, I'm having the time of my life energy. So next weekend, make plans. Call up your friends. Check out that new restaurant. Try something you've always wanted to do. Go out, meet new people, and most importantly, have fun. And hey, document it and share it. Not to show off, but as a reminder to yourself that you are living your best life, with or without them. Lesson 9. Act like they don't exist. Take your power back. Want to know one of the most powerful things you can do after rejection? Act like they don't even exist. That's right. Cut them out of your mind, your thoughts, and your life completely. Don't waste a second more thinking about them. Here's the secret behind this move. People are naturally drawn to what they can't have. When you stop acknowledging their existence, you become a mystery. And nothing is more compelling than a man who seems totally unaffected by rejection. The moment you stop caring about their opinion, you regain all your power. You show that their rejection doesn't define you, and it certainly doesn't dictate how you live your life. Picture this. You run into someone who rejected you. Instead of going out of your way to talk to them or acknowledge them, you keep doing your thing like they're invisible. Trust me, that will mess with their head more than any confrontation or awkward talking things through ever could. But let's be clear, this isn't about playing mind games or being petty. It's about reclaiming your energy and your focus. It's about showing yourself that you don't need anyone's validation to feel complete. When you act like they don't exist, it's not cold or rude, it's in control. You're signaling that your happiness and success don't rely on their approval. The next time you see the person who rejected you, don't go out of your way to acknowledge them. Don't seek their validation. Just keep living your life as if they never mattered. Watch how this shifts the power dynamic and trust that it will have them second-guessing their decision. You've just turned the tables in the best way possible. Lesson 10. Give them the silent treatment. Reclaim your power. Now let's talk about one of the most effective moves you can make after rejection, the silent treatment. And no, this isn't about ghosting or playing petty mind games. It's about protecting your peace and taking back control over your emotional energy. Here's the reality. In today's world where we're constantly connected, the instinct after being rejected is to seek closure. You want to reach out, ask why it happened, or try to fix things. But let me tell you something. The most powerful thing you can do is nothing at all. Go completely silent. This isn't weakness. Silence is strength in its purest form. When you stop responding, stop seeking validation, and stop engaging with someone who rejected you, you take all the power back. And trust me, they'll notice. They'll start wondering why you haven't reached out, why you haven't tried to win them over, and that silence will eat away at them far more than any explanation or argument could. Think about it. When was the last time silence drove you crazy? When someone is always there, always responding, and then suddenly nothing. It's unsettling, right? That's exactly the effect you want. You're not giving them the silent treatment to manipulate or punish them. You're doing it for yourself. You deserve peace, and they no longer get the privilege of your attention. So the next time someone rejects you or ghosts you, don't make that call. Don't send that message. Don't try to fix things. Just let them sit in the silence you've created while you focus on your own life. Let your absence speak louder than any words ever could. It'll drive them crazy, and while they're left wondering, you'll be busy leveling up and thriving in every area of your life. Lesson 11. Don't beg for attention. Own your worth. Here's a rule you need to live by. Never beg for attention. In today's world, especially with the rise of social media and dating apps, it's easy to fall into the trap of chasing attention from others, particularly from women. But let me be clear. When you start begging for attention, you're telling the world that your value is tied to how much others notice or approve of you. And trust me, nothing is more unattractive than a man who's constantly seeking validation from others. Here's the tough truth. When you beg, you instantly lose your high-value status. You put yourself in the position of the needy, the desperate, the powerless. Women, heck, most people, can sense desperation a mile away. It's a major turnoff. But when you stop begging for attention, you instantly regain your power. You're no longer waiting for someone to notice you. You're focused on building your own value, your own growth, and living your best life. That's the move that makes you truly magnetic. So the next time you feel the urge to chase someone's attention or validation, remind yourself of this simple truth. You're the prize. If someone isn't giving you the attention you deserve, stop giving them your energy. Don't chase, don't beg. Silence is your best tool. If they don't see your worth, they don't deserve you. And once you embrace that mindset, you'll never find yourself begging for attention again. The people who truly matter will come to you, and those who don't, well, they're not your problem anymore. Lesson 12. Be kind but emotionally distant. Master the balance. Let's get one thing straight. Rejection doesn't have to mean one of two extremes. A lot of guys think they either have to be overly nice in hopes of winning someone back or cut them off completely. But here's a secret. There's a much more powerful way to handle it. Be kind but emotionally distant. This strategy works because it allows you to stay respectful while maintaining emotional control. You can be courteous, exchange a smile, share a laugh if necessary. But here's the key. You remain untouchable emotionally. Why? Because now your emotions are no longer for them to access. You're setting the tone that, while you're not bitter or cold, you're not desperate for their approval either. You've moved on, and they need to know that. The next time you run into someone who rejected you, you don't need to make a scene or pretend like everything's fine. A brief smile, a nod, or a simple hello is enough. Keep the conversation light, polite, and move on. There's no need for deep talks, apologies, or trying to relive what went wrong. You've got bigger things on your mind. This approach is not about playing games or manipulating anyone. It's about maintaining your dignity. It shows that you can rise above the rejection with class and that your self-worth isn't tied to their approval. You're in control now, not them. And that emotional distance, it's your power. Lesson 13. Never reveal your struggle. Let's talk about something crucial. When you face rejection, keep your struggle to yourself. Don't let people see you hurt, because when you wear your pain on your sleeve, you give others power over you. You're telling them that they can control your emotions, and let's be real. Nobody deserves that power. Here's the hard truth. When you open up about your struggles, people rarely see it as a sign of strength. Most of the time, it comes across as weakness. People may not empathize with you the way you hope, especially in the dating world. Vulnerability, while important in some situations, often gets misinterpreted as a lack of resilience. So here's what you do. Keep the struggle private. Let it fuel you, not break you. Use it as motivation to grow, but never show the world your cracks. Don't post sad updates on social media. Don't reach out to tell them how hurt you are. Handle it on your own and let the world see the strong, composed version of you? Trust me, when people see you unaffected, it sticks with them more than any vulnerable plea ever could. Bonus lesson, rejection is redirection. And now the bonus lesson, rejection is redirection. Every time you face rejection, whether in relationships, work, or life, it's not the end. It's the universe saying, this isn't your path, but something better is coming. Think about how many times you've looked back at what you once wanted and realized, I'm glad that didn't work out. That's redirection. Rejection isn't about you failing. It's the universe nudging you toward a better opportunity, whether that's a better relationship, a new job, or a new version of yourself. The key is to not get stuck in the moment. Instead of dwelling on what's lost, look ahead to what's coming. The next time you face rejection, remind yourself, this isn't rejection, it's redirection. Open your mind to the new possibilities that have just opened up for you. What you're leaving behind is not nearly as valuable as what you're about to gain. Rejection isn't your enemy anymore. It's your ally. By embracing these Stoic lessons, you're going to turn rejection into your greatest strength. Every no will bring you closer to something better. You're not just surviving rejection, you're using it to level up in life. Before you go, take a second to ask yourself, how will you use these lessons to make rejection work for you? Drop a comment and let me know how you're going to apply these principles in your life. If you found value in this, consider supporting the channel by subscribing or becoming a member. It helps us bring more quality content like this to you and helps other men discover these powerful tools. Thanks for watching.